Welcome back to Campus Insiders. Ray Crawford here in Stadium. Great to have you with us here this Tuesday afternoon as we continue our countdown through the Coaches Bowl. We're down to number 13 on the rankings, and that would be the Auburn Tigers. We told you yesterday, Gus Malzahn naming Jarrett Stidham the starting quarterback. The Baylor transfer sat out last year, but as a freshman for the Bears in 2015, threw 12 touchdown passes and over 1,200 yards through the air. He's been on campus now for more than a year. He's worked out, observed, practiced, and along the way impressed Malzahn.
As our starter and quarterback, he's earned that. He's performed very well the last 2 weeks. He performed very well in the spring too, but like I said, we wanted to give Sean White a real chance to compete. Sean competed very well, and I think Sean has improved from last year. After 2 scrimmages, after a lot of different 11-on-11 situations, 7-on-7 situations, just got with Chip, and we just felt like the time was right.
I was fired up. He brought me in his office before meetings this morning and told me, what was going to happen. And I was just, like I said, really blessed to be in this position, really fired up. So now, it's just time to lock in and go to work.
All right, more Tigers talk now with Lauren Shute, who covers Auburn for SECCountry.com. And Lauren, obviously Jarrett Stidham, that seems to be the future, at least for this year for Auburn. We haven't seen him take a snap, though, since November 21st, 2015. How confident are the Tigers that he's going to be game ready, especially with Clemson on the schedule in week 2?
Absolutely. Auburn is very, very confident, and I think they should be. Although Jarrett Stidham doesn't have a lot of game experience, he has, gotten great experience at Auburn against a really great defense. He has been out at quarterback camps kind of across the country through the summer. He did play a good bit at Baylor and get great experience. And I think the biggest thing with Jarrett Stidham, we talked to him yesterday for the first time since he was officially named the starter. He's known this was coming for a really long time. He's definitely ready. He's been groomed for it, and he's confident.
One of the big question marks coming into fall camp, I think, for Auburn was the receiving position. We all know that a quarterback's only going to be as good as the guys that he can throw to. Who do you see as emerging as the 1 or 2 top targets for Auburn on offense this year?
Well, I'll tell you this. The wide receivers are one of my favorite groups to talk about when it comes to Auburn because they are loaded. And it's a case where, you list 4 or 5 guys. You talk about Ryan Davis, who's an upperclassman who's got experience. Darius Slayton has more catches than anybody, in that group. Kyle Davis was, a big Sports Center guy. Eli Stove was the offensive newcomer of the year. And you can just keep going down the list, and it's always like, oh, we forgot someone. And now they've added Sal Cannella, who is, a 6'5" tight end who can jump and can catch. So honestly, there could be a good group of guys who kind of maybe don't have a huge total, but between the group will make Jarrett Stidham look very good.
All right, on the other side of the ball, let's talk a little defense now. As you know, they lost 2 of their premier pass rushers last year. Who's going to apply pressure to the quarterback this year?
I think Jeff Holland is a guy who, came in a good bit on third down situations last year and was kind of in a spot behind Carl Lawson and knew what his role was. He's kind of been waiting for that moment to shine. So he will definitely step up and be a guy. And then a couple of younger guys, a couple of freshmen, T.D. Moultrie and Big Cat Bryant, Marcavius Bryant. Those guys are definitely going to be used for pass rush. Again, those guys have been recruited with the mindset that they are coming in to replace Carl and Montravius Adams. And I think they've been groomed and they're ready as well.
A lot of people have expectations for Auburn, as you know, picked to finish second in the division and second overall, actually, to contend with Alabama. So it does come down to that game. They have them at home this year. Can this team beat the Crimson Tide?
It's going to be tough. You never want to underestimate Alabama. I will say that I think when it comes to Auburn, Alabama, and that rivalry, there's not as much of an intimidation factor with Auburn as there might be with some other teams. I think a lot of these guys have grown up together playing high school football. They're familiar. They've been recruited by both the coaching staffs. So I think if Auburn stays healthy and really, really stays, focused on the current game, the coming game, instead of, I think they got last year maybe caught in looking a little bit too far ahead. I think Auburn has probably the best chance in the SEC to dethrone Alabama.
All right, Lauren, I appreciate the insight. Look forward to what the Auburn Tigers have in store coming up this season. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much.